Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the Frank Thinks channel. Today we are going to be going through Premier League Gameweek 31. If you want to have a chance of getting into the giveaway, don't forget, like, subscribe, comment down below if you enjoyed the video, and also turn notifications on so that you never miss a future upload. Right, let's get into it. First game of the game week, Friday night football, Bournemouth against Manchester United. I think both teams coming into this game are in really good form. Bournemouth haven't lost a Premier League game since the 4th of January, which was only a 3-2 defeat to the league leaders Arsenal. Man United have only lost one league game since December the 21st, so before Christmas. Both teams have had really good seasons, 100%. I think Bournemouth, considering obviously they lost most of their defence, you know, Kirkes went to Liverpool, Huijsen went to Real Madrid, Zabani went to PSG. I think their replacements, Truffert, Senesi and Hill, have been absolutely brilliant. And I think that is a big reason as to why Bournemouth are doing as well as they were last year. Obviously, they did have a bit of a blip between October and December, but since the turn of the year, they've been absolutely brilliant, so fair play to them. For Man United, though, obviously, Carrick has done so well since he come in, and obviously the main objective is to qualify for the Champions League next season, because if Carrick does that, he's definitely got a chance of getting the permanent job. It's literally just about getting wins. Obviously, you want to play well, but the main objective is just to get a result. Get a good result, because obviously United are playing first in this game week as well. They need to make sure that it doesn't matter what happens in the other games. It does not matter. Like, obviously, Liverpool got Brighton. They could slip up. You know, Villa have got West Ham and Chelsea got Everton. So it doesn't really matter what happens in the other games. For United, because they're third as well, they just need to keep winning. Just keep winning games of football, and then the Champions League will be coming to Old Trafford next season. For this game, though, it is tough. You know, Bournemouth away, not an easy place to go to get a result. But I think United, I just think their quality will get them over the line, you know. I think, obviously, Bruno Fernandes, for me, the best player in the Premier League this season. Casemiro, Cunha and Bukayo Saka, they're all playing very well at the moment. So, yeah, I am going to go for a Man United win. I could definitely see Bournemouth getting something because I think they're a very good side. What I didn't do in my last video was predict scores. I just predicted results. So for this game week, I will predict scores as well. I'm going to go 2-1 Man United. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Man United, and they'll take an extra step closer to qualifying for the Champions League for next season. Moving on to Saturday's games now. Brighton against Liverpool, 12:30 kickoff. This is an interesting one because Brighton got a good win against Sunderland last week at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland have only lost 3 games there all season. Both of these teams are only 2 of 3 teams to have won at the Stadium of Light this season. So, yeah, Liverpool have to win. It's that simple. They slipped up last week against Tottenham, a very disappointing result. They got slightly back on track with the win against Galatasaray in midweek. I mean, who would have thought that Liverpool got knocked out? I mean, if anyone predicted that, you're just a bit silly, aren't you? It might have been me. I think, obviously, Liverpool, because they are losing a little bit of momentum in this top 4 race, you know, with the draw to Tottenham, and before the FA Cup weekend lost 2-1 to Wolves in the last minute. So they just need to make sure, especially going into the international break after this game week, they just need to make sure they go into that break with a win so that after the international break in mid-April, they can come back, get a couple of wins, which could be enough for Champions League football. But saying that, I don't think they'll win this game. I think Brighton are a solid team. They've still got a chance of qualifying for Europe this season as well. I think, yeah, Brighton are just a solid team, man. They're solid. I don't think they've been as good this year as they have been in previous seasons, but yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one to call, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Yeah, I think Brighton gets something from this game, which would ultimately not be good for Liverpool, considering I've also predicted a Man United win, which would mean, obviously, Liverpool lose more ground in the Champions League race. Obviously, I could be wrong. I mean, I predicted Liverpool to get knocked out by Galatasaray, so I'm not saying my prediction is going to come true, but ultimately, that's just what I think will happen. So, yeah, I'm going for 1-1 between Brighton and Liverpool. Next game of the game week, Fulham against Burnley. 3 o'clock kickoff on the Saturday. I think Fulham are just a bit of a weird team at the moment. You know, they're so inconsistent. You know, they'll beat a Big Six team and then they'll go and lose to a team who are fighting relegation. That's just who Fulham are at the moment. And ultimately, if they want to get European football, which is definitely possible, they need to stop being so inconsistent. Like, this is a game they should be winning. You know, they're playing a Burnley team who have only won 1 Premier League game since the 26th of October. It's been a very tough season for Burnley. Again, I don't think they've been too bad, especially in recent weeks. They've got some decent results. Problem is, though, they keep drawing. Draws are not enough, especially at this stage of the season. Need to get a couple of wins from somewhere. And ultimately, I just think Fulham, even though they are inconsistent, they do get results. And I think this will be one of them. I think Obviously, Fulham last week, not the best result against Forest, not the best performance either. They didn't have a shot on target. For Burnley, who were also involved in a 0-0 draw against Bournemouth, it's not enough, is it? They need to... If they could win this game, because obviously the teams that are fighting relegation, you've got your Tottenham, Forest, West Ham. Tottenham and Forest are playing each other, and West Ham are playing at the same time. So I think it's very important for Burnley if they were to win this game. But I don't think they will, because I just don't think they're good enough. I'm going to go for 2-0 Fulham. Comfortable win for the home side, and their chances of getting European football will still definitely be on. Next game, 5:30 on Saturday, Everton against Chelsea. Everton, very unlucky not to get something away at Arsenal last weekend. I thought they played really well, they had some really good chances, but ultimately Arsenal just got the win in the end. For Chelsea, a slip up in the Champions League race, a 1-0 loss to Newcastle at home. And in between that game, lost 5-2 to PSG in Paris, and then lost 3-0 at Stamford Bridge to PSG. Lost 8-2 on aggregate, which obviously PSG are very good. We get that, but obviously losing in that manner as well, I think that might be detrimental to their confidence. It really could be. I think Everton are better away than they are at home. Obviously, moved into a new stadium this season, but they can definitely get something from this game. Chelsea are not in good form. They've lost their last 3 games in all competitions. They really need to win this game, especially if United, Liverpool, and Villa all get results. Because at least if the other teams win as well, it's like, okay, well, at least we didn't slip up again. But obviously, if other teams fail to win, then obviously that's good for Chelsea, of course. Do I think they'll win this game, though? Yes, I do. I do think they'll win this game. I just think Everton's record at the Hill Dickinson Stadium this season isn't amazing. And I think Chelsea, and obviously Everton last game missed Tarkowski and Branthwaite. I don't know if they're going to be back for this game either. So Chelsea should win this. They are the better team, but ultimately their form isn't good enough at the moment. I think this will be close. I can't see a lot of goals in this game. I can't. But I do think Chelsea will get the win. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Chelsea win, which ultimately they'll take that all day long. It doesn't really matter if teams who are also going for Champions League also win. Chelsea will just need to do their job and win, which I think they will. I'm going for 1-0 Chelsea win away to Everton. Next game, Leeds against Brentford, 8 o'clock on a Saturday. Leeds are in this relegation battle. They are. They're only 3 points above West Ham, who are in 18th. So this is a massive game for Leeds. Brentford have just come off the back of letting slip a 2-goal lead at home to Wolves, who are obviously bottom. That would have been very disappointing for Brentford, especially as they're trying to get European football this season, which is definitely still on. Of course, they're 7th in the league, have had an amazing season, but they need to win this game. And Ellen Road under the lights is not an easy game at all, especially as Leeds will need to get the win as well. Brentford are a good team, of course, and it won't be easy for Leeds. I mean, they have lost their last 2 games at home in the league. They really need to win this game, especially if West Ham were to go to Villa Park and get a win. Obviously, Tottenham and Forest are playing each other, but if one of them were to win and it's not a draw, that means they would gain ground on Leeds as well. Leeds have to win this game, but I don't think they will. I just don't think they're playing well enough at the minute. I think Leeds get something, but I don't think they win. But who knows, a draw going into the international break, I can see there being goals in this game. I really can. I think Brentford, obviously Igor Thiago, one more goal he needs to be on 20 Premier League goals this season, which is mental, and obviously could still win the Golden Boot. I said it'd be goals. 2-2 draw I'm going for. Yeah, I can see there being goals in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if either team won. I can't really call it. I think it's going to be a very close game, so I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one. This next game is massive. 12 o'clock Sunday. It's the Timeware derby. Newcastle against Sunderland. This could kick off. It really could. Obviously, Sunderland in the reverse fixture beat Newcastle by 1-0. It was a Nick Voltemada own goal, literally 1 minute into the second half. Newcastle will want to get their revenge, and what better time to do it after crushing out 8-3 in the Champions League to Barcelona? This would be a great way to respond to that. Sunderland aren't in the best of form at the moment. Obviously lost to Brighton last week, but before that, before the FA Cup weekend, got a win against Leeds away, which was surprising. I didn't expect them to do that. They will be up for this, of course. It's the Timeware derby. You've got to be up for this game. This is hard to call. This is really hard to call. I could see Sunderland winning. I know their record away from home this season hasn't been great. Well, they won three away games all season. But they're going to be up for this game. But Newcastle will be too. And it's at St James's Park. I'm really looking forward to this game as well. I mean, to be honest, Newcastle aren't really playing for anything anymore this season. Out the FA Cup, out the Champions League now. And they are 9th in the league. European qualification is definitely possible. Even if it was just Conference League, it's better than nothing. But if they were to win this game, win the Timeware derby, going into the international break, I think Newcastle win this. I do. I just think St James's Park is going to be like a cauldron on Sunday. And I just think, I know Newcastle's record against Sunderland in the Premier League in recent years isn't great. Obviously, Sunderland, this is their first year back in the Prem since 2017. But I think it's now 7 league games without a win for Newcastle against Sunderland. But I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle. 2-1 Newcastle, and they will have the bragging rights to the northeast of England. There's 2 games on Sunday at 2:15, but first we're going to go through Aston Villa against West Ham. This is another massive game at both ends of the table. Aston Villa going for Champions League football, West Ham trying to survive. Aston Villa have lost their last 3 Premier League games, which is not ideal, and 2 of those games were against teams who are also fighting Champions League football, in Man United and Chelsea. And Villa really need to win this game as well. Because obviously, I mean, no matter what happens with other teams, they need to make sure they get this win. Especially as it's against a West Ham team who are 18th. What I will say about West Ham, though, I think their league position doesn't really determine how well they've been playing in recent weeks. I mean, they got a draw against Man City last week, a very good result. They only had 1 shot and scored. That's all you need in a game of football to get a result sometimes. And I tell you what, because Tottenham and Forest are playing each other as well, if West Ham were to win this game, it would do their confidence the world of good. Like the world of good, especially as Tottenham and Forest are playing each other and one of them, or maybe even both, will drop points. So it's a massive opportunity for West Ham to get a result here. And obviously Villa need to win this as well to try and get back on track in the league. I'm going to sit on the fence and go for a draw. I know it's boring, but I can't call this game. Villa are not in good form and West Ham are just, even though I do think they're playing well in recent weeks, it's away. I tell you what, if it was at the London Stadium, I'd probably predict a West Ham win. But I just think Villa at Villa Park, the fans will be up for it because they need to be. It's the final game before the international break. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, which would ultimately not be a good result for Villa. For West Ham, it would be decent, but I think it all depends on what happens in the Tottenham Forest game. Speaking of the Tottenham Forest game, that is the next game. Tottenham against Nottingham Forest. This is huge. This is honestly huge for both teams' seasons. I honestly think whoever wins this game could probably stay up. I think this would be such a massive win and such a confidence booster as well. To beat one of your relegation threatened rivals, it would be so huge for the confidence. Tottenham have just come off the back of getting knocked out of the Champions League, but ultimately they won the second leg. They played really well. And in the last 2 games, I've seen signs, encouraging signs, that they are going to potentially stay up. I did say that they are the worst team in this league, and I do stand by that because I was basing it off 2026 Premier League table. Ultimately, Tottenham have been the worst team in the league in this calendar year. They still haven't won a game. So, yeah, they just need to make sure that they win this game. They really do. But Forest as well. I mean, Forest aren't in the best of form, though. That's the problem. They've only won 1 game since Vitor Pereira was appointed. And I thought getting the job at Forest, I didn't think it was going to work. And to be fair, I think so far I've been proven right, apart from that first game. Obviously, they've got their game against Midtjylland in midweek as well. So Tottenham actually have more rest time as well ahead of this game, which might come into play. You never know. What am I going to go for, though? And obviously, Tottenham and Forest both drew their games last week, so they need to make sure they win this game. The reverse fixture was a comfortable 3-0 Forest win. Do you know what? I'm going to contradict everything I said about them. I'm going to go for a Tottenham win. I think Tottenham win this game against Midtjylland. So, yeah, this is going to... Again, could definitely see this going either way, 100%. I think Forest are more than capable of winning this game, especially as they beat Tottenham 3-0 earlier on this season. But I'm just going to go for a Tottenham win. I think it would be such a massive win as well, because obviously... I mean, I'm not saying that whoever wins this game will definitely stay up. It would be such a crucial win. I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham. I mean... I would like to see Tottenham get relegated because I just think it would open the league up, and I think Tottenham in the Championship next season would just be funny. But saying that, I do think they win this game, and I think if they were to win this game, that'd be 3 games in a row without a defeat, and going into the international break, they will have confidence, and they'll get some of their injured players back as well. So yeah, I'm going for Tottenham 2, Forest 1. There's only 8 Premier League games this weekend, plus the first cup final of the season. It's at Wembley, it's the Carabao Cup final, Arsenal against Manchester City. The first opportunity for both teams to win a trophy this season. Arsenal haven't won a trophy since August 2020. It has been a long time coming. This could finally be the end of their trophy drought. Especially as, just everyone likes to take the piss out of them for not winning trophies. Because obviously Arsenal are a good team, but they just cannot win anything. But it's looking like this season is going to be different. Even if they were to lose this final, you know, they're top of the Premier League, they're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, quarterfinals of the FA Cup, so they're still in 4 competitions. But if they were to win this final on Sunday, it would be massive for... I mean, they're confident anyway, you know, they're on such good form at the moment, they can't stop winning games. But if they were to win a trophy from it as well, it would give them such a drive to go on and win more trophies this season. For Man City, they've just come off the back of getting knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid, 5-1 on aggregate as well. You know, I know obviously everyone after the first leg, no matter what the score is, everyone's going to be thinking, oh, what if City could do it? But then after that, obviously Vinicius scores the pen, it's just silence. It's just silence because you know that's it. And then obviously I know City equalised, gave them the tiniest glimmer of hope, but then Madrid saw the game out and obviously scored in stoppage time just to rub it into the City wounds to win both legs as well. City aren't in the best of form coming into this game. We'll see the 2 losses to Real Madrid in both legs and last Premier League game, 1-1 draw against West Ham. This is really difficult to call, not just because it's the 2 best teams in the league. City know how to get it done, but also City haven't won a trophy since May 2024, which for their standards under Pep, quite a long time ago, almost 2 years. Especially as City on in the best of form, I think if they were to get a trophy, it would just calm everything down at the moment for them. But if they were to lose, and then going into the international break, I know they're still in the FA Cup and they've still got a chance of winning the league, but if they were to lose this game on Sunday, I just think their confidence would just be as low as it could get, really. Because City teams normally, you know, win at least 1 or 2 trophies every year. If they were to go another year without winning a trophy, obviously because there's always talk of when is Pep going to leave City, and I've said that I think he's going to leave at the end of this season, but ultimately, if he doesn't win at least 1 trophy, he'll probably stay. But they've got a chance here to win a trophy on Sunday at Wembley. This is honestly so difficult to predict. I'm just considering all factors. I'm considering the form the teams are on, psychologically as well, mentally. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. But you know what? I'm going to go Arsenal. I think Arsenal are going to win the Carabao Cup and they're going to finally end their trophy drought. So yeah, I'm going to go for Arsenal to beat Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley on Sunday. My prediction, I actually think it goes extra time. I think it'll be 1-1 after 90 minutes and then Arsenal will score in extra time and they'll win by 2-1. And Arsenal will win the 2026 Carabao Cup. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, we've got one of these shirts being given away to one of you lot tomorrow. Like, subscribe, comment down below if you enjoyed the video. Turn notifications on so that you never miss a future upload. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers, guys.